In the vast, sun-scorched deserts of Rajasthan, nestled on the edge of a forgotten village, stood an old, weathered well. Its stone walls were shaded by the ancient, sprawling branches of a peepal tree. During the day, it was a place of life. Villagers, their clay pots balanced gracefully on their heads, would gather to draw the cool, life-giving water from its depths. The laughter of children playing hide-and-seek among the thorny shrubs filled the air, mingling with the earthy scent of dust and the sharp, clean fragrance of neem leaves. The well was the heart of the community, a symbol of survival in the harsh landscape. But as the fiery sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in shades of orange and purple, a profound change would sweep over the area. The lively chatter would fade, replaced by an unnerving stillness. The path to the well, once bustling with activity, would become deserted. An unspoken rule, passed down through generations, kept everyone away because everyone in the village knew a chilling secret. At night, the well was not empty. At night, another voice would rise from its dark, watery throat. It was a sound that defied explanation. Sometimes, it was a soft, insidious whisper, like the rustling of dry leaves, calling out a person's name on the wind. Other times, it sounded like the steady, deliberate tread of invisible footsteps, circling the inner stone walls, echoing up into the silent night. The village elders would gather around their small fires, their faces etched with worry, and tell the story. They said that many years ago, a young woman, lost in sorrow, had met her end in that very well. But they claimed she didn't just pass away. The well itself, ancient and malevolent, had swallowed her soul, trapping it within its watery prison. Ever since her restless spirit had lingered, yearning for company in its lonely, dark abode. One sweltering evening, a young man named Ramu, known for his boastful nature and reckless courage, grew tired of the fearful whispers. He stood before his friends, his chest puffed out with pride, and declared, "Ghosts, spirits, these are just stories to scare children. I'll go to that well tonight and prove there's nothing to fear. I'll see who, or what, really lives in that well." His friends pleaded with him, their eyes wide with genuine fear, but Ramu was stubborn. His pride was on the line. Armed with nothing but a flickering oil lantern and his own bravado, he waited until the moon was high and the village was deep in slumber. The silence of the night was heavy, broken only by the chirping of crickets and the frantic beating of his own heart. He walked the deserted path, the lantern casting long, dancing shadows that seemed to mock his confidence. When he reached the well, the old peepal tree loomed over him like a silent, skeletal guardian. The air grew cold. Taking a deep, shaky breath, Ramu held the lantern over the gaping mouth of the well and leaned in, determined to expose the myth. He peered down into the inky blackness, expecting to see the moon's reflection shimmering on the water's surface, alongside his own face. The water was unnaturally still, like a sheet of polished black glass. But what he saw reflected back was not what he expected. It was a face, yes, but it was horrifyingly twisted. It was his own face, but the eyes were not his. They glowed with a malevolent blood-red light, and the mouth was stretched into a wide, predatory smile. It was a mirror image of pure evil. A scream tore from Ramu's throat, a raw, primal sound of absolute terror that ripped through the stillness of the desert night. It echoed across the sleeping village, but no doors opened. No one came to his aid. They had all heard it, but they were paralyzed by the fear they had lived with their whole lives. By morning, the first rays of sunlight touched the well, and everything was peaceful once more. The birds sang in the peepal tree, and the air was warm again, but Ramu was gone. All that remained was his tarnished lantern, lying on its side by the well's edge, its flame long extinguished, and if you dared to look deep within the water, you might just catch a glimpse of a faint, distorted reflection, still moving, still smiling its blood-red smile, patiently waiting for the next curious soul to look in. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tales from the shadows. Stay safe, and see you next time.